all been there before where we literally type into Google, how do you make friends as an adult? Or how do you make friends in a new city? How do I maintain those relationships? Or what do I even do when I'm going to hang out with a friend? If you have typed in any of that into Google or whatever search engine you use, then this video is for you. To give you guys a little context, my name is Dominique. I'm originally from Jersey. Then I went to school at Duke, and after I graduated from Duke in 2019, I moved to Washington, DC with my now fiance, and the first job that I got was a remote job, which is crazy because it was literally before the whole world shut down. And then I was also training professionally in track and field. So with those two things, I had no time. And I also was meeting no people because my full-time job at the time was remote. My job right now is also remote, but it's a little bit different. Because of all of that, I legitimately was meeting no people besides maybe talking to my coworkers for an hour or two on the screen. I also was just with my 1 to 2 teammates, which was variable between each season. And then I retired from professional track and field in April of last year. I was like, I don't know anyone here. All of my best friends live in different states, and I legitimately do not have a community here. And I did the same thing that you did. I typed in, how do I make friends as an adult in a new city? And I literally was like, there is so much information out there. How am I going to figure out what to do first? So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give anything that they're telling me a shot. So because I tried most of it and I've actually been able to develop some really amazing friendships here in my city, I wanna share that with you and hopefully give you a roadmap of how you can actually build and maintain friendships as an adult in the new area that you're living in. So let's buckle up, we're gonna have a good time. There are a couple things that I wanna note before we jump in. The first thing is, you don't need to have a ton of extroverted energy in order to make friends and build friendships. The biggest thing is you have to have a commitment to this said goal that you are making. So if you want to build and maintain friendships that lift you up and make you feel good and that you can build a community in your area, you have to prioritize that. And that sounds probably a little bit harsh and you're like, girl, Dominique, like what? Friendships are relationships. And relationships require energy, and that's what you're going to have to put in order to make lasting and also worthwhile friendships. The second thing is you have to set boundaries with yourself. So 1, you don't burn out, and then 2, you can make sure that you're building friendships that you actually want to have. So what I did was that I wrote down kind of the qualities that I wanted in the friendships that I want to build here, and then also how I wanted to feel when I was with them. Being firm with that boundary, like doing an energy check, like, hey, did that person make me feel good? Is something that you are going to have to do, and it's gonna cause you to have probably a little tussle with any people-pleasing skills that you have, because I mean, that's just what it is. You're dealing with real people in real life, and you're also dealing with relationships. So I know I struggled with that, but it's something that you have to work through in order to make friendships that actually make you feel good. But it will be worth it in the end, and also you'll become a more confident and just in general happier person because of it. We're gonna start off this video with 2 things that you should do in order to kind of like burst the bubble of meeting people and also find people that you want to be friends with. The first thing that I did was I joined Bumble BFF, and I had read a whole slew of articles about Bumble BFF, and for me, I felt like I have a very neutral feeling about it. So on the one end, I really love Bumble BFF because I was able to, 1, set up my profile and find people who had very similar interests to me, or at least on paper, which is, it is what it is, you know what I mean? And while it is very superficial, it does kind of help you figure out who you want to be around and the people that you want to connect with. And take it as you will. It's very, very helpful. You can go on there. I paid for the premium subscription so that I could kind of like see who liked me back immediately. And that was just a little bit easier to start conversation because I kind of knew that that person also wanted to hang out with me just as much as I wanted to hang out with them. So I think that Bumble BFF is a pretty good starting point. Now on the other end, which is why I landed the neutral side, is that Bumble BFF is good for just getting over the anxiety of meeting new people and talking to people. However, on the other end, it is a little bit hard because it is an app to remember to respond back to conversations in a timely manner. And you only have 24 hours to start the conversation. So sometimes like you would message that person at night and then literally like you have a whole bunch of things that you're doing in the day, and then you have to message them back and you're like, oh shoot, the conversation expired, or that person just never responded. That is a thing. Also, it doesn't have like an Instagram capability, which I'll kind of get to next, but you can't like click on their Instagram profile and then find them and like, you know, follow them so that you can have a conversation off the app. So the biggest pro tip that I can give for you if you are using Bumble BFF is after you have a conversation, immediately say, hey, let's hang out within the first like week or week and a half, and then move on from there, because the whole purpose is to get off the app as quickly as possible, mostly because it's very hard to keep a conversation inside the app. The next thing that I have, which you probably, depending on who you are, you might think that this is like, oh, super easy, or you might just be like, Dom, what? This has worked wonders for me, but I also do this a lot. But it's posting on social media more, or having a active social media profile. And everyone is a little bit different. And I'm not saying that you have to literally become like an influencer or content creator in order to make friends, but posting actively on social media, even if that's like once a week or once a month or whatever, keeps you top of mind. Like 2 ways you can go about this, because I don't want you to think that you have to have a public profile, especially if that's not your thing. No. But I am saying that having a profile that people can see, or having the friends that you already have and maybe reconnecting with them, is a very easy way to kind of figure out who you want to hang out with, or if you have some similarities. Because some person might post about your favorite book and you're like, whoa, I didn't know that you had the same favorite genre as me. Like, let's talk about it. Now you guys are talking in your DMs about the book every day or whatever, and now you can use the opportunity to go hang out. It's not so much like posting on social media is just a little bit easier for people, because people are always on it. So you're gonna find people that you gravitate towards all the time. It's way easier to connect with those people, or just shooting your friendship shot in someone's DM and be like, hey, do you want to go on a coffee chat? Like literally, I think like 4 of my close friends here have just like DM'd me on Instagram saying, hey, do you want to go get coffee? And I was like, yeah, sure, like let's do it. And we literally are great friends. Do what you will with that information. So the next thing, you reached out to that person. They say, hey, yes, let's hang out. And what do? That is what stumped me, because I was so scared. I was like, okay, I'm gonna meet this person, and what am I gonna invite them to do? Sometimes I still struggle with that. So the biggest thing is you try to do an activity for the first friendship date that's like the lowest barrier of entry. Invite them to do things that you already like to do. And it's plain and simple as that. If you like to go grab smoothies and go for a walk, invite somebody to grab a smoothie and go for a walk. Because it's something that you already like to do. It's not gonna take any extra like push for you to do it. And it's going to be fun. Like it's gonna be fun. If they're interested in it, they'll say yes. And then you're already interested in, so it's already gonna be a good time if you already set up the scene. Most of the time, if someone wants to hang out, or if I want to hang out with them, I'll probably just invite them to go to a new coffee shop that I haven't been to before, because that's something that I like to do. One, it's awesome because we both get to experience a new coffee shop, which is amazing. And then 2, we get to chat. Coffee shops are a great vibe. That is something that you can easily do. Always picking something that you like to do if you are the one suggesting. So other than that, that is pretty much kind of my roadmap on how I've been able to make friends in a new city, starting from literally 0 people here to multiple friends that I do enjoy hanging out with for a multitude of different reasons, and they're all such wonderful people that make me so happy all the time, and I hope that I also make them happy as well. And it's not easy to build friendships and make friends as an adult, and it's not something that is like, for some people it comes super naturally, and for others it does take a lot more energy. And I hope that this video honestly helps you kind of get to the first step, and then also start your path of building your community and making those friends. Because I know that I kind of wish I had this video when I was starting out, because I was just reading a whole bunch of articles and getting super overwhelmed and then not doing anything, because I was like, now how the heck do I do this. So if you like this video and it helped you and you end up making a ton of friends, I would be so freaking happy. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos from me and hang out with me every single week, besties, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Alrighty, go make friends. Bye.